Hey y'all, and welcome back. Thank y'all for coming back to Thirst Trap 101, episode 5 on captions. My name is Ryan Lindsay, and this is my YouTube series, Thirst Trap 101. Thank y'all again for joining me for another episode of Thirst Trap 101. Now, just like last time, at the beginning, we are gonna have to do a little promotional spot for Seersucker Stud. So I'm gonna need y'all to look over here. All right. Y'all got to get them. Y'all got to get those coasters. Summer is coming. It's gonna be hot. Condensation will happen. And you got to protect your beautiful furniture. So you got to get the Seersucker Stud coasters. Seriously, go to seersuckerstud.com, get to the store and get your coasters. I'm telling you, there's two things about coasters. They need to look good. And that's a pretty logo. Seersucker Stud, that's a nice looking logo. And then they also need to have a good story for your guests. So when your guests say, what is it? What is Seersucker Stud? What is that? You're gonna say, oh, listen, it is funny. It's this guy, and he has a YouTube series called Thirst Trap 101. And here we are. We're all thirsty right now. Like, that's funny. So you see what I'm saying? You get a good story and they look good. Go get your coasters today. Now, on to our episode 5 on captions. Here's what we're gonna discuss. First off, our goal, or, again, what we're trying to accomplish. Underneath your sexy photographs, you're gonna have an opportunity to put some letters and language down there. And what are we trying to do down there? What are we trying to accomplish? We're gonna start with our goal. Next thing, we're gonna talk about 5 types of captions. Captions are tough. I get stuck on them myself. You guys know my passion about arranging the images from prior episodes. Often I'll have 3 or 4 weeks ready to roll out. And so I don't even have to think about those on a daily basis, but I think about my captions and I just do those every day. Sometimes it's a tough day, sometimes you're busy. So I'm gonna give you 5 different types of captions that hopefully will help you when you're stuck. It'll give you some good ideas. Next thing, we're gonna talk about hashtags. I'm gonna go ahead and already let y'all know we are not doing a super big, deep scientific dive on hashtags. There is a lot of information and articles about them out there. There's specialty apps. They think they can select them for you. So I'm just gonna give you some personal thoughts on hashtags, how I use them and how I actually implement them. Then finally, on our captions, there's a couple of things I'll suggest that every caption should include if it applies to that photograph. So first off, our goal. What you're trying to accomplish in your caption, well, it's kind of simple. You've got that beautiful, sexy picture. I've told you how to select that and put that up there. Now your followers know you got a rock hard body. You're gorgeous. But now here is your opportunity to let them see you got something upstairs too. You can let your followers know that you are also smart or funny or inspiring or passionate. It's anything. It allows your followers to know a little more about you in addition to that you're sexy and gorgeous. So that's our goal with the captions. We're trying to let your followers know a little bit more of what's going on either with you or with your photograph. With that, I'm gonna go into 5 different types of captions. And again, as I list them for you, hopefully you'll have this list and then you can fall back and it'll give you a little a help when you're trying to select one day. The first type I'm gonna discuss is an innuendo. So innuendo, in addition to me making sure I spelled it right and Googling, easy way in the thirst trap world of how to describe what type of innuendo I'm talking about is it's kind of a risque double entendre, okay? So there's a double meaning happening that your followers are gonna pick up on and appreciate. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So you're in the kitchen, you're looking sexy, maybe just covered up by an apron, and you put in your caption, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So there's a little double meaning there. So there's an oven in that kitchen that's like a literal source of heat, but also your body is so smoking hot it's about to set on fire, so there's heat coming off of that too. So that's a little double meaning. Another one that's you know, quite popular, or I know I've used before, is when you're in the shower. You say something like this in your caption: I sure am feeling real dirty today. Well, you see there's a little double meaning there, because the shower is the place where you literally, you know, you get that dirt off of your body. But what you're telling your followers is, in your mind, you're feeling like you want to do something a little bad, and they know what that is, and they know what you're talking about. And so they're gonna wanna come back with you in the comments, engage with you. The innuendo is when you nail it, you get lots of good feedbacks and comments. So think about it. Innuendo is type 1. Number 2 is ask a question. Hey y'all, what do you think about this mustache? It's been 2 episodes now where I've had a mustache, and I sure hope y'all are leaving me some comments about my mustache. But you see what I'm saying? On your Thirst Trap page, you post a picture, you've got a mustache all of a sudden, and you write in your caption, what do y'all think about my mustache? You're gonna get some responses. People are gonna love it. People are gonna say, you look like a 70s porn star, you look like Mark Twain, you look like Matthew McConaughey, or you look like an old man. You might wanna really rethink that. I mean, all I'm saying is, name of the game being engagement. If you ask a question, your followers that are loyal and love you, they're gonna give you some feedback. So consider a question. Next type, number 3, tell a story. So again, I love to write, and sometimes this comes a little bit easier for me, but a way to think of it that might help you is, you've selected your photo and you have it there. You're about to write your caption. Now think about maybe what was happening outside of that image, really, like in the room that day. Was something funny happening with the photographer? Did you trip? How did you get there that day? How did you meet the photographer? Tell a story about the reality of something going on that only you would know. And so it's gonna be an inside scoop and a little bit of an inside information that you'll reveal to your followers in the form of a story. they're gonna appreciate that. They're gonna engage. They're gonna comment and say, that's a trip, or wow, that's cool. I'm very interested to hear how you met that photographer, because I never really know. Think about telling a story. Next thing, you can be vulnerable. You've got the sexiest thirst trap page around. It's nothing but sexy photos, perfect abs, beautiful smile, banging kind of butt. But that's not reality. That's your sexy thirst trap page. And when your followers are wanting to engage and know more about you, they don't always want to hear it's perfect and you're hot and everything's glorious and luxurious. Sometimes things are tough. You can admit that. You can admit you're uncomfortable with something. You might need some help with something. You're going through something in your life that's tough. Be authentic. Now, I do have to issue a little bit of a warning. Your followers have put you on a pedestal and you look perfect and you're coming off as really perfect. And so there's a difference between being vulnerable and authentic and admitting something that you're going through or is tough and complaining. You really want to stay away from complaining a lot. There's complaining in jest and it's humor, but you know, you're on a pedestal, you look perfect, you are hot. An expression of gratitude is going to be more well received than a complaining type of caption. So be vulnerable, be authentic. That will be appreciated by your followers. They will not forget it. It brings them closer to you. The fifth one is kind of my favorite and the easiest, but you got to dip into it sometimes. You just say, caption this. Look, y'all, we've all had a really, really bad day, and there's a lot going on, and you're trying to get your photo uploaded, and it's a really hot pic, but you don't have time, and you just don't, your wits are not about you that day, and so you can say, caption this. And believe me, your followers, they're going to tell you some ideas about what a good caption is for that. Personally, I love this one. When I see a super thirsty picture and the guy says, caption this, and let's just say that his body is positioned in a way where I am having some opinions about it and maybe what I would do if I was near it, then I'm gonna provide a caption and I'm gonna enthusiastically do it. So caption this. You cannot do that all the time or very often, but it's a good fallback and it does work. So hopefully those types will help you guys out. Now, on to our hashtags. Again, I gotta repeat this. There's articles, there's apps, there's so much information there about hashtags. I might maybe devote an entire another episode if you wanted me to really go into further about this. But for today's episode, I'm just gonna kind of tell you 3 points about hashtags that are personal and relevant to me. First off, let's just kind of talk about some of my hashtag theory. Number one part of my theory is use them. Use the hashtags. You can get up to 30. I think it's important. I think it's how people find you. And so use your hashtags. Number one, do you have to use all 30? No. Can I quote some science on that? No. I personally use all my hashtags or very close to it when it's a sexy photograph of me. if I'm doing something else, if I've made a nonprofit donation or it's a social justice post, sometimes I am a little more discreet and less hashtags. That's just a personal thing of mine. But number one is use your hashtag. Number two is in the selection of your hashtags, when you are typing them in, Instagram will tell you kind of how popular they are. So like for instance, hashtag gay has probably millions of hashtags out there and lots of users going to that one. Then there's, you know, kind of a medium popular hashtag with maybe 100,000 or so when you're seeing what Instagram is, the information they're providing for you. Or there's a less popular one that could be 500 or could be 5,000. Now, my theory here is have a combination of that popularity. Have some really popular ones, have some medium popular ones, have some rare ones. The theory is this: yes, if people are searching hashtags for the hugely popular one, oh yeah, a lot of eyes are going there, but you're also kind of lost in a sea. So there's a risk there. Now with a really rare one, there's less people going there, but when they get there, there's less options and they might really hone in on yours. So all I'm saying is this is not scientific. Consider a mix of the popularity of your hashtags from super popular, medium popular, to really quite rare. Next thing is location. Y'all, this is maybe really kind of a personal thing for me, but it's important. When I was new to the Instagram modeling thirst trap world, I was kind of lost and did not know how to find photographers. Often, all of this communication and means of connecting with people is through Instagram, so I wasn't having a lot of luck with Google. And so when I would look for instance, hashtag Denver photographer or hashtag Denver photography, I'd go to the hashtag, I'm scrolling sometimes for a while, but if I see a super hot and sexy guy, I'll click on it. They could have credited their photographer, and then fingers crossed, they're local. So then you can reach out to them. You can follow the photographer, compliment their work, DM them, are you gonna be around? You know, I just think that putting location hashtags is, and especially hashtag the location plus photography and photographer, is a service that can help other models, can help other photographers. I'm an advocate of that, and I always do that with my hashtags. Then finally, I'm gonna give you a hack. Again, as bears repeating again, I know there are probably apps that like produce out your hashtags for you, but I don't play that game. What I do is this. I do consider my photograph that I've put for the day. I do my location and photography ones that I just went over and why they're important to me. And then I do this. I have a hack where I actually have different things set up in the notes section of my iPhone. So I come out of Instagram, I go over to my notes, and then you can see there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So for the day of the week it is, I go into that note, I select all and copy, then I bring all of that over back to the Instagram post that I'm getting ready, and I paste it in. Now, what I've done there in the notes is for all 7 days, I've put a dozen or so hashtags that are applicable to me and any of my sexy photographs. So hashtag gay, that's gonna work every day because I'm gay every day. Hashtag DILF, because I'm a DILF every day, y'all, okay? So you can have things like that that are usable every day. Then for the follow-up to kind of wrap out and get you near or at your 30 hashtags, then you do specific to the photograph. Are you showing a lot of hair that day? Hashtag gay hairy. Are you wearing some sexy socks that day? Hashtag gay socks. Are you wearing leather? Hashtag leather. You see what I'm saying? Those are specific to the photograph and cannot be used every day because they wouldn't apply to every photograph. So that hack helps me. It does save me some time. I don't have to type out each 30 and think about like all 30 each day. I have a hack where I save quite a bit of time on some regular ones, and I do like to have 7 of them because I just think that adds a combination of variety but consistency on hashtags that are going to bring people to your thirst trap page. Finally, we're getting a last line item, y'all. Things that you must do down in your captions. Number 1 is you should credit your photographer. This is a definite if you have employed the use of a professional photographer for that photograph. You do a camera emoji, then you just credit the photographer. It's really quite that simple. I do it every single time. I just believe they deserve that. You've hired them and worked with them, and it improves everyone. It honors them. It makes them think highly of you, and it just continues that positive relationship that you've had with model and photographer. So in your captions, do credit your photographer if you have a professional photographer. Then next thing is tag to your labels. So I've done this, I think kind of naturally when I first started with my page, but when I am wearing a nasty pig jock, I'm going to tag to nasty pig. If I'm wearing a box set of briefs, I'm gonna do tag to box menswear. So this has a couple of reasons for it. Number 1, that page can share you in their story, find out about you and put you on their feed. I almost straight fainted the first time Nasty Pig reshared me in their story. It's a big deal, but it does make you look more professional. You're on your game. You're identifying your labels. You're not posing and trying to say that you're their exclusive brand ambassador or anything. Now, some guys you have that and you own that, and that's appropriate. But it is perfectly great, and the label of the underwear or socks or whatever it is, they're going to be thoroughly grateful. But it's a mutually beneficial sort of thing. You're sending folks over to them, and hey, they get notified of that, and they might reshare you in their story or on their page, and that's just going to bring more attention to you and your thirst trap page. So that's it. That is my episode on captions. I hope you enjoyed it, y'all. Captions are tough. Last episode I talked about how I love that image selection, and I do like writing. I do enjoy captions, but sometimes I get stuck. Sometimes it's tough. And so I do hope today's episode will help you inform your captions. You can do it. I know. Just fall back on some of my suggestions, and you're going to be just great. You're going to be creative, and you're going to show everybody how smart you are, and how funny you are, and how passionate you are, and how much you love your thirst trap page, and how seriously you take it, because you've got really good captions in addition to your sexy photographs. So that wraps episode 5. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about episode 6, but here, subscribe. Y'all gotta subscribe. Subscribe. Everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube page, Thirst Trap 101 Seersucker Stud. Please subscribe. Tell everybody, text everybody, Thirst Trap 101 Seersucker Stud. Subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay, next. I am now going to start rolling into a little bit of some episodes on how to get some more followers. My first one is going to be on episode 6. It's going to be on submission pages. And I'm calling that, let me explain, because the word submission is curious and means something to some of y'all. What it means in this context is there are awesome pages on Instagram that have a wide variety of models, and when you look at them in their bios or information, they'll say submit your photos. And so this next episode is going to be on those type of pages that feature a variety of models, how to engage with them, and how to get your photographs on those pages, and therefore then bring more attention back to, and more followers back to your Thirst Trap page. So episode 6 coming up is gonna be on submission pages.